ukulele, is that a tune? Hello and welcome to The British Book Guy. And I'm really excited for today's episode because the book haul is really good. It was my birthday this month and I've got some really good stuff, I think anyway. You might not like it, but I do. Because I haven't read a lot this month, I've also put the wrap up with the book haul again because I'm doing a very poor job and I'm sorry. I'll do better. So we'll do the wrap up. So we'll do the wrap up first. Wrap up? Book haul? Yeah, the wrap up. So many words to remember. Wrap up and book haul. So this month was an astounding 3 books, and the first of that, which was in my book haul last month, was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, which I still think is a fantastic name. I'm not going to get over how good of a name that is. I was reading this at the start of last month when I did the book haul, and I said I was nearly finished it. I really enjoyed this. It was a really cute little nice story. For me it was quite simple. There was nothing really demanding about it. It was very straightforward. It played out very sweetly, very nicely. And for that there's nothing really that special about it. I didn't really feel satisfied by the end of the book. I don't feel like anything had changed so much. And the ending also, I wasn't very fond of the ending. Not necessarily how it played out, but just that it was taken in that direction rather than kind of a happy ending. It's really hard to say because the ending was quite good because it... let me get my words out. I don't need a script. I could just talk about books forever. So, the ending is quite good and it comes together quite well because when you're reading the book, you have an idea of what's happening to the girl Eleanor and all these things that are going wrong for you. It kind of makes you think that you know what's going on, and then at the end of it you realise it's not the case and it's something completely different. And that was quite nice to kind of have that little twist in it. But then where it followed on from there and the way that the rest of the book played out, I wasn't really happy with that ending, but that's just me. I'm sure that a lot of people liked it, but I saw it going in a different direction and wasn't too happy with the way that it all finished up and came together. I think I said that okay. I don't think that was a very good summary. Don't listen to me. I mean, do listen to me. Stay on my channel, please. That would be nice. The second book of the fantastic 3 that I read was... barely fit on the camera. Half the World by Joe Abercrombie. Tap, 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 tap. This is the second book in his Half a King series, and I really like this series. You know, it's not quite what I expected it going in, but for that, it's really good as well. It's really good characters, a really simple story that's really compelling. It moves at a fantastic pace, so it's a real good page turner. It took me a little bit longer to read because I wasn't in a really big reading mood, which is a massive shame. I like this one. I'm really looking forward to the next one, which is the end of the series, so hopefully that'll come up in next month's wrap-up as well. I'd really recommend this if you're into that kind of... It's like a Viking swords and sandals sort of thing. But not really sandals because it's set in like cold places where they don't wear sandals. So it's not really a sword and sandals. Read it. The last book that I read, which is also going to come up in the book haul because I couldn't wait to read it, was Neil Gaiman's Stardust. And there's a reason why this book in particular is very exciting for the book haul. That's coming up in a minute. This was the first ever Neil Gaiman book I read, and I read it not long after the film came out. And I was quite young, and I really, really didn't like it. And just saying that makes me feel sad, and what am I doing with my life? I don't like Neil Gaiman, who was a god. At the time I didn't like it, I think, because of how different it was to the film, because there wasn't Robert De Niro dressed up as a woman and dancing, which is still like a really fantastic bit of the film. And since then, I've read more Neil Gaiman. I kind of know, I'm familiar with him, I've read everything by him, and I knew what to expect. And for that, I really appreciated this novel on a different level to what I did when I was younger. And it's such a good novel. It's actually really good. The story in it's good, the world is fantastic, the writing is, of course, brilliant. Everything about it is good. It's got a really nice fairy tale feel to it. It's quite a folklore-y story. And I really like that as well, because there's no such books that I really come across that I really like that, and this does a really good job of it. Mixing folklore with kind of fairy tale worlds, and then a little bit of fantasy, just because it's got a unicorn in it, which is... unicorns. That's just good. I really like that. And this is really exciting, so let's skip from this straight into the book haul, because this is a really nice segue. As I said, this month was my birthday, so I got a lot of books, and I got a lot of money to go and get more books, so I got Stardust and Anansi Boys, and this is really exciting because these two now mean that I have every single Neil Gaiman book in this edition. Yay! So I'll do... up here. In fact, you can just about see them. I'll get you a close up, but you can just see the bottom of them here. That's all the Neil Gaiman books with Good Omens there. So those are all my Neil Gaiman. Sorry the light's not very good. I've stopped recording, and I just remembered to get this little bit of footage. That's why it's all shaky. It's handheld. So American Gods, Fragile Things, Neverwhere, Smoke and Mirrors. Is that everyone? I think that's all of them. And then Stardust and Anansi Boys. Yay! I have got more Neil Gaiman books, but not in the same edition. I've got Trigger Warnings and The Ocean at the End of a Lane. But those are all hardbacks and not the same edition as these, but these are really exciting. I'm not sure if I want to read American Gods again, because I think the Anansi Boys are in that. I read American Gods many books ago, and I've mostly forgotten what happens in it, so I'd like to reread American Gods before I read this, just so I can get a better depth to it, but this would be exciting to read as well. So, next on my book haul list, I have a question. Have you ever just gone into a bookstore, seen a book that you liked, and then bought the whole series? Because that's what I did. Yay! Well, not quite. Last Christmas I got a book called Dreamwalker. You can just about see the top of Dreamwalker here. I got that for Christmas last year, and I haven't read it because I put other books first. And then with a voucher I didn't know what else to get, so I was like, I'll get the next 3 books in the series. So having not read any of them, I've got all 4, and it sounds really interesting. I'm not 100% sure what it is about. It's a tale about a dragon. It's high fantasy about a dragon, which, what else do you need? Dragon. Win. So this is the Ballad of Sir Ben series by J.D. Oswald, and I'll let you know what that's like, but I'm really excited just to have them all. So the next book is something different. It's a second-hand gift from a close friend of mine who was nice enough just to give this to me. I met her because me and a friend from school got in contact after about 6 years, and he introduced me to this girl who's his girlfriend, and we did Scotland for 2 weeks, and we haven't seen each other for a long time since Scotland, so we met up, we went out, had a nice meal, and she ended up giving me 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong, which is almost 100% likely. You know, it's actually really nice to have a second-hand book. Like, all of my books are new. I'm really the only person who's read most of them, except the Harry Potter series, because my whole family has devoured them, because we are a Harry Potter family. I'm sure lots of families are Harry Potter families. What was nice is that she wrote a little inscription, and I don't know if you can read that. I'm not going to read it out. But it's just nice to have a book that's second-hand. It's been read and loved before, and then she signed it for me as well, so that was nice. Oh, the next one's heavy. It's not quite a book, and that's also very exciting. This is the most exciting one I've got. I don't think it's going to fit on the camera. I'm a bit too close. The entire Sandman series by Neil Gaiman, because I can't get enough Neil Gaiman. So now, when I read these, which I'm probably not going to do until next year, because I need to finish my Goodreads 52 books of the year, that means I'll have read almost every single major thing that Neil Gaiman has ever wrote. Yay! I like Neil Gaiman. I very much like Neil Gaiman. I've never really liked comic books, and I know these are graphic novels, so that does separate them a bit, but I'm slugging it because it's bloody heavy. I'm going to put it down if that's okay. You know I'm talking about Sandman by Neil Gaiman. So I've never really read a lot of comics, I've never really read any graphic novels, so that will be the first major series of graphic novels that I'll ever have read. And the reason for that is because I trust Neil Gaiman so much, because I have to read everything he's ever written, because Neil Gaiman is amazing. So with that will be every single major thing that he's done, and I can say that I've read pretty much everything he's ever written. That's the book haul and book wrap up for this month. It has been a really exciting month. Hopefully next month will be a really good wrap up, maybe so exciting that I can separate the 2 videos rather than do them as one short one, because I don't read enough. Even though it's a booktube channel and I should read more. At the moment I'm reading Catch-22, which is a really a long book that I'm so much enjoying, so much more than I thought it would. It's brilliant. So that'll be in the next month's wrap up. And of course it's December, it'll be Christmas, so it should be a really good book haul as well. Yay! I get excited by little things. Books are the best. So I hope you liked this video. Leave a like if you like. Leave a comment downstairs. Tell me what you think. I always like to read your comments. I try and respond to as many as I can. If I talk too fast as well, let me know. I'm still very new to this whole presenting thing. I feel like I need to slow down and talk slower. I try my best. So I'll see you guys next time, and of course, thanks for watching. Also guys, I want to put out a little shout here. Add me on Goodreads, because I'm really close to finishing my 52 books for year Goodreads challenge, which is cool. I need to steal as many book recommendations from you as I can, so recommend me books downstairs, and add me on Goodreads so I can see all the books that you've read, so I can steal them from you. Cheers guys!